Okay, we're going to be solving these linear equations, and we're going to try a new method. Typically, when we solve these, you have 3x equals 15. We divide both sides by 3 in order to get the x by itself. And where we divide one side, we divide it here. Now, and then you cancel here, you get x, and you simplify 15 over 3, that simplifies down to a 5. Okay, but I'm going to use something a little different than this method here. What I'm going to use, instead of division, we're going to use reciprocals. So this is a 3x equals 15, and this is a multiplying 3, so I'm going to use a dividing 3. So for the dividing 3, I'm going to use a 1 over 3. Anytime you put a number in the denominator, that means it's dividing. So this is actually a dividing 3. So let's put another dividing 3 over here. 1 over 3. Okay. In fact, you get two pieces. You get a dividing 3, and the one on top is a multiplying 1. So whatever's on top is multiplying, whatever's on the bottom is dividing the next number. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and then when you multiply it times 1, you get 1. So you end up with 1x. Now, this is 15. It'll be divided by 3 and multiplied by 1. So 15 divided by 3 is 5, and 5 multiplied by 1 is 5. So you get a 5 here. It simplifies to 5, and so we'll just say 1x equals 5, which is interpreted that x is 5. Okay, for the next one, we want to remove the 9 here. So we have 36 equals 9x. Okay, so to remove the 9, this is a multiplying 9. We want to get rid of the multiplying 9 by using dividing 9. Let's put that in red. So a dividing 9 looks like this, right here. And then, since this is a fraction, we've got to have 1 on top. Okay, so this dividing 9 will cancel out the multiplying 9. But whatever you do on one side, you have to do on the other side. So a multiplying 1 and a dividing 9 over here as well. So let's work this out. So 9 divided by 9 is 1. Multiplied with 1 is 1. So this ends up being a 1x. Now 36 times 1 is 36. And 36 divided by 9 is 4. So we get 4 here. So 4 is equal to x. Okay, next we have a 4x equals negative 44. Now this is a multiplying 4 with the x, so we want to turn this into a 1. So we'll get what turns a multiplying 4 into a 1. Well, you need a dividing 4. So let's write a dividing 4 here. And for the top, we're going to put a 1 in the numerator. Okay. So, and what you do on one side, you do on the other. So a multiplying 1 and a dividing 4. We'll put both of those pieces. Okay, now let's work. So 4 times 1 is 4, and then divided by 4 gives you 1x. Now, note that I said 4 times 1 first, and then I did the division second. You can do the division first and still get 1x, because 4 divided by 4 is 1, and then 1 multiplied with 1 is 1. So whether you do the multiplication first or the division, you'll still get the same answer. All right, so here, negative 44 times 1 is negative 44. And negative 44 divided by 4 is negative 11. So 1x equals negative 11 means x is negative 11. All right, next. Next to the x, we have a multiplying 8, and here in the denominator is a dividing 3. So to get rid of a multiplying 8, let's write this down here, 72 equals 8 over 3 times x. And note I put a little space right here. To get rid of a multiplying 8, we need a dividing 8. But to get rid of dividing 3, we need a multiplying 3, so we put it on top. So 3 divided by 3 will be 1. 8 divided by 8 will be 1, so this will give us 1x. Now, whatever you do on one side, you do on the other. So we put another multiplying 3 and a dividing 8 on the other side. And we're going to figure that out in just a second. So this is 8 divided by 8 is 1. 3 divided by 3 is 1. So 1 times 1 is 1. Now here, we have multiplication and division. I'm going to do the division first. So 72 divided by 8 is going to be 9. And 9 multiplied with 3 is going to be 27. So x is 27. Okay. Next, we have a negative 4/5 and a x equals a negative 12. So there are three things we need to get rid of. We need to get rid of a multiplying 4, a dividing 5, and a negative. Well, to get rid of the multiplying 4, we're going to need a dividing 4. To get rid of the dividing 5, we're going to need a multiplying 5. And to turn this negative into a positive, we need another negative. Okay. Let's bring that up a little bit. Okay, so we need another negative. So those are the three things we need. So we're going to put these three things on the other side. We need the negative, we need the multiplying 5, and we need the dividing 4. Okay, so 5 divided by 5 is 1. 4 divided by 4 is 1. And negative, two negatives gives us positive 1. And that's what we want. We want a positive 1 here. Okay, on the other side, we have 12 times 5 divided by 4. Or I can do the division first. 12 divided by 4 is 3. And 3 multiplied with 5 is 15. And a negative times a negative is going to be a positive. So that's positive. So I can simply say that x is 15, which is positive 15. The last problem I don't have any room for, and I apologize, my paper is kind of short. The last problem is a negative 72 equals negative 9/2x. And here, to get the x by itself, we have to get rid of the multiplying 9, the dividing 2, and the negative. So in order to do that, I'm going to use a dividing 9 to get rid of the multiplying 9, a multiplying 2 to get rid of the dividing 2, and a negative here. That combination will be positive. So I'm going to put the same thing on the other side. A negative, a 2, and a 9. Okay? So whatever you do put on one side, you put on the other side. So on this side, 2 divided by 2 is 1. 9 divided by 9 is 1. And negative make a positive. So you have a positive 1x. On this side, we have a multiplying 2 and a dividing 9. I'm going to use division first. 72 divided by 9 is 8. 8 multiplied with 2 is 16. And a negative is positive. So we have a positive 16. So we can say that this is 1x equals a 16. Let's talk about solving these linear equations. And sometimes students have trouble knowing which of the numbers to subtract or add to one side or the other. So let's talk about that. Okay, if the x is on the left side of the equal sign, this is considered a left side problem. Therefore, the numbers on the left side will be removed. We'll be removing the 1 and the 5 so that we get the x by itself, and it'll equal the answer. Okay, let's say the x is on the right side of the equation. This is a right side of the equal sign. So this is a right side equation. So we'll be working on removing the negative 7 and the 4 so that we'll get just x here on the right side, and then we'll be equal to the answer on the left. Okay, here the x is on the left side of the equal sign, so this is a left side equation. So we'll be working on removing the negative 7 and the 9 in order to get the x by itself, and it'll be equal to the answer. This over here, the x is on the right side of the equal sign, so all of this is our right side. So this is a right side problem. And we'll be removing the 16 and the 3 in order to get the x by itself. So let's take a look at the process.
and see what it looks like. Okay, we have a 3x plus 4 equals 19. Okay, first, this is a left side problem. So we'll be removing the 4 and the 3. So let's begin to remove the 4. The 4 is adding, so to remove it, we'll use subtraction. Whatever you do on one side of the equal sign, you also do on the other. So I have a negative 4 on the left, I will put a negative 4 on the right side. This will give me a 3x. This becomes 0. We have an equals here, and the 19 minus 4 gives us 15. Okay, now we want to remove now the 3. That's a multiplying 3. To remove a multiplying 3, we need a dividing 3. And this is how I'll write a dividing 3 as a 1 over 3. So the 3 in the denominator is dividing. Whatever you do on one side of the equal sign, you also do on the other. So we need another 1/3 over here. Again, this 1/3 is removed from 3 so we can get an x. That's why we don't use a 1 over 15, because we're not trying to remove a 15. We're trying to remove a 3 from the x. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, and 1 times 1 is 1, so this becomes a 1x. Here, we can use the denominator first, so 15 divided by 3 will be 5, and then times 1. 5 times 1 is 5. So we have here that x is 5. Okay, next we have 39 equals a 9x plus 3. Now, this is a right side problem, so we'll be removing the 3 and the 9 in order to get the x by itself. So the 3 is adding, so you use a subtracting 3 to remove it. Whatever I do on the right side, I'll also do on the left side to balance it. So we have 39, take away 3, that's going to be 36 equals, the 9x comes down, and this becomes 0. Now I need to remove the 9. That's a multiplying 9, so we're going to use a dividing 9 to get rid of it. There's a dividing 9, and I'll put a 1 on top with a fraction. And then whatever I do on the right side, I'll also do on the left side. So put a 1 and a dividing 9. So 36 times 1 is 36, and 36 divided by 9 ends up being 4. Equals. Okay, 9 divided by 9 is 1, times the numerator, 1 times 1 is 1. So that's 1x. So we have x equaling 4. Okay, next, number 9. Okay, we have 3x minus 4 equals 11. Okay, so this is a left side problem. So we'll be removing numbers on the left side, the negative 4 and the 3. So the negative 4 is a subtracting 4, so we're going to get rid of it by putting an adding 4 here. And what we do on the left side, we'll also do on the right side. So I'll put an adding 4 there. So the 3x comes down, this becomes 0, equals, and same signs add, so we'll get 15. Next, we want to remove the 3 so we can get an x. So this is a multiplying 3, so I'm going to use a dividing 3. Just a 1 over 3, and then a dividing 3 over here. And so what we'll get is a 3 times 1 is 3, and then divided by 3 is 1. So that's going to be a 1x. Here we have 15 divided by 3, which is 5, and then 5 times 1 is 5. So we have x equals 5. Okay. Next, number 10. Number 10, we have a 28 equals 9x minus 8. This is a right side problem. So we'll be removing the negative 8 and the multiplying 9. So first, to start by removing the negative 8 or the subtracting 8 with the adding 8. And when we do to one side, the right side, we'll do to the left side. Okay, now we have 28 plus 8. This is going to be 36 equals 9x. This becomes 0. Now, to remove the 9 from the x, we need to divide by 9. So we need a 1/9. And what we do on the right side, you'll also do on the left side. So we have a 1/9 there. Okay, so 36 divided by 9 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. And 9 divided by 9 is 1 times 1 is 1. So we get 1x, which means that x is 4. Okay, we're going to be solving for x. This is a right side problem, so we're going to solve by removing numbers from the right side. 3 equals 1 plus 1/2 x. So we're removing the 1 and the 1/2. So first, removing the 1. This is a positive 1, so we use a negative 1. And what we do on one side, you do on the other. So another negative 1 here on the left side. So this will produce a 2 equals, this becomes 0. And this comes down as a 1/2 x. Now, again, right side problem, we want to remove the 1/2. And to remove the 1/2, we're going to put a 2 over 1 next to it, and that'll make it into a 1. So 2 divided by 2 will be 1. 1 divided by 1 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So, okay, but we'll also put a 2 over 1 here. And we can make the 2 into a fraction by putting it over 1. And as a result, we'll get 4 over 1. Here we'll get 1x. And 4 1 simplifies to a 4. And 1x is x. Okay, next, number 12. We have 5 equals 3 over 2x and then minus 7. Okay, this is a right side problem, so we'll be removing the negative 7 and the 3/2. So removing a negative 7 or subtracting 7 by using an adding 7. And what we do on the right side, we'll go to the left side and put the same by adding 7. Okay, all right. Collecting these like terms, we'll get 12. Then the equals. Next will be the 3/2 x. But here, these two cancel, so they don't come down. Okay, now, how do you remove the 3 over 2? Well, we'll use a fraction that is a 2 over 3. And this will make a 1 because 2 divided by 2 is 1, 3 divided by 3 is 1, and you multiply those 1s, you'll get 1. But whatever you do to one side, we'll do to the other. So I'll put a 2 over 3 here. And we can construct a fraction out of the 12 by putting it over 1. And this will give us 2 times 12, which is 24. 3 times 1, which is 3. And this is going to be 1x. Now, 24 over 3 will simplify because if you divide everything by 3, you're going to get an 8 over 1. And 8 over 1, let me see. Yeah, so this will simplify to an 8. So 24 over 3 simplifies to an 8. And this simplifies to a 1. Sorry, just an x. Next, number 13. Number 13, we have 1/2 x plus 4 equals 7. This is a left side problem, so we'll be working to remove the 1/2 and the 4. So to remove the 4, we'll use the subtracting 4 to get rid of the adding 4. And whatever you do to the left side will also write on the right side. So what we have now is a 1/2 x. This becomes 0. The equals comes down. And 7 minus 4 gives us a 3. Now we want to get the x by itself. We'll make this a 1x. So we're going to put a next to the 1/2, a 2 over 1. And then a 2 over 1 next to the 3. Now, 2 divided by 2 is 1, 1 divided by 1 is 1, and 1 times 1 is 1. So this is going to be 1x. Here, I want to make these two fractions, so I'll put a 1 under here. So 3 times 2 makes 6, and 1 times 1 is 1. All right, when we simplify the 1x, it's just an x. And when we simplify 6 over 1, it is a 6.